Hello and welcome to Kickoff Commentary. With the Alliance of American Football coming to its end, that leaves us with a lot of players to evaluate for who has the potential to be good in the NFL. And so today I'm going to give you 10 players, in no particular order, that I think deserve a shot, at least a tryout in the NFL, to see what they can do. We're going to start off with quarterback Garrett Gilbert of the Orlando Apollos. Had the league gone to full term, Gilbert would have pretty easily, I think, been the MVP of the league. He was the league leader in passing yards by 500, 13 touchdown passes to just 13 interceptions, and got the Orlando Apollos to a 7-1 record. Gilbert was really, really good this season, and I can almost guarantee he will get a shot in the NFL after this. One more quarterback I want to talk about is Luis Perez of the Birmingham Iron. This pick, I admit, is almost entirely sentimental. I love Perez's story, the way he went from being a bowling prodigy to learning football from YouTube to essentially win the Division II Heisman Trophy Award to now in the AAF. The numbers weren't great, 5 touchdowns to 6 picks, but he was third in the league in passing yards. I think with some refinement, there is potential here to turn him into a pretty decent quarterback when all is said and done. Let's move on to some running backs. Jarrell Presley of the Arizona Hotshots paced the league this season with 431 yards, 60 more than second place. Only one touchdown, he was not a red zone target, but he was getting up the field pretty easily with 4.5 yards per carry. I think if a team is doing a committee running back thing, then he certainly has a place on one of them in the NFL. One more I gotta bring up is Trent Richardson. Now, I know Trent has had his shot in the NFL before, and he got run out of it, but the way he worked for the Birmingham Iron as a red zone back was amazing. He had 11 touchdowns in Birmingham, which led the league by 5 over anybody else. Nobody got even close to Richardson's touchdown numbers. He could be used like an old school Lindale White, just an old school fullback type, just a red zone back. You give him the ball when you need a yard or two. I think that could still have a place in the NFL, and no one seems more equipped from the AAF to do that than Trent Richardson. Moving on to the receivers, we have Orlando Apollos wide receiver Charles Johnson. Johnson led the league with 45 catches and 687 yards. The yardage mark was a lead by 104 and the catch lead by 9. Johnson was the favorite target of Garrett Gilbert, and it showed with his numbers here. I think he has the potential to get back on an NFL roster. I believe he played for the Vikings in the NFL for a short time, and he clearly still has something to it. Up next, we have Rashad Ross of the Arizona Hotshots. I think Rashad did more for himself than any other player in the league. Though he was second to Johnson in yards and catches, he led the league in touchdowns, receiving with 7. He proved himself to be a true deep threat with some actual receiving talent out there, and I do think he will definitely get picked up on a roster and have a chance to show his skills in the NFL, at least in a practice squad format. Now let's look at some defensive players. First, DeMarcus Gates of the Memphis Express. Now, the Express were the worst team in the league. They only won 1 game. But there were still some bright spots there, and Gates was certainly one of them. He led the league with 52 tackles and had 1 sack and 2 fumble recoveries. He was one of Singletary's favorite players in the rotation, and I can fully expect a team to at least give him a look after how well he played this season. Up next, we have Jerome Elliott of the San Antonio Commanders, who led the entire league with 7.5 sacks this season. A very impressive total. In a league that loves pass rushers, he will certainly get a look, I think, from the NFL. Up next, we have Carter Schultz of the Salt Lake Stallions, who had 7 sacks, which was second in the league, along with 25 tackles. He was probably the best pass rusher in the league all season, even though he was a half sack behind Elliott. I see no way that he won't get a look. And then we have DeMontre Moore of the San Diego Fleet, 22 tackles, 7 sacks. Again, it's a pass rushers league. I don't see how these guys don't at least get a look because of how important pass rusher is in the NFL. Those were 10 guys from the Alliance that I thought had potential to be a real player with talent in the NFL. But what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments section. Subscribe if you've not already. This has been Kickoff Commentary, and have a great day.